All right, I've got an email here that is true. Okay, I have no reason to doubt that this is a real email. You're going to think that it's not, but I promise you, I'm looking at how it's written, and it is a real email. All right, so I'll just read this email, and then we'll kind of get into this here because it is quite amazing. I'm definitely not going to say the name here, but he says, "Hey John, I feel tested every day, John, and I'm struggling. No lie. I'm going through a very complex situation, and I really don't know how to handle it. Well, maybe I do. I just want to be further in my journey before I can accurately make a move. My wife is in another relationship with a man, though she calls it open, but it just doesn't feel that way. I love this woman so much, and I'm just at a loss right now. I get really heated and push her away when I see them texting, which usually ends in me apologizing to her because she's voiced how hard it is for her too. I'm working on myself to be better and understand better. I'm extremely accepting of the situation, but it's tugging at my heart continuously. In the end of it all, I just want her to be happy, and I'm pulling myself away slowly so I don't get hurt." So, okay. I think you guys know what I'm going to say here, and I'm not going to be too harsh. But look, you don't love her. Because if you did love her, you wouldn't want her to be with such a pathetic, weak man as yourself. And I'm saying this out of love. I know it doesn't sound like it, but I am. Trust me, I am. It's because you have to recognize that you are weak and pathetic. And that is how you're acting. And you think that by being a pushover and giving someone what they want, that it is showing love to them, but it is not. It is showing love to yourself. It's trying to. It's not really how you love yourself, but what you're attempting to do by doing this is you're attempting to make yourself feel better. You're attempting to make yourself be accepted. You are trying to get an external validation. This is a really weird way to get it, but it is what you're trying to do. Because this is why people become people pleasers, and you are the king of people pleasers. You are people pleasing so much that you're letting your wife sleep with another man, and then you're apologizing when you get upset that she's texting him. That is how much of a people pleaser you are. You are the king. You own the kingdom of people pleasers. Okay, and again, I love you, man. I'm not saying this to hurt your feelings. It probably will, and it probably should, because it's going to need to happen. Because you have brought this upon yourself. The suffering that you're going through right now, you're not the victim. It's not her fault. It's your fault. Okay, now, should she be doing what she's doing? No, she shouldn't, except that you're letting her get away with it, and so she's doing it. And here's the thing. She is communicating to you very clearly how much she cares about you and your relationship. And I don't care if you agreed to some kind of open relationship or stupid thing like that. And guys, please, this is dumb. Do not do open relationships. Why are you in a relationship if it's an open relationship? That is just dumb. I know that a lot of people have told you that that is the thing to do and the man can do. Please, let's be real here. This does not end well. It does not end well for anyone. It's not going to go the way that you think it does. And what you're sacrificing when you go down an open relationship path is true intimacy. And that is the only purpose to really have a real relationship. That's a committed relationship with someone. Because if you just want to have a bunch of flings and have a shallow level of intimacy with a bunch of different people and enjoy having sex or whatever it is, you can do that without getting into a actual relationship. Does that make sense? Like, I just, it doesn't make any sense to do this and to also harm another human being in this way, because as a man, let me tell you something, okay? I almost slipped and used your name, but I mean, I guess if I use your first name, it's not that big of a deal, but you're supposed to be the leader, okay? You're harming her by being weak and pathetic, because you're supposed to lead the relationship. You're supposed to guard the relationship. I just did a podcast with my wife. We're starting a new podcast called Better Than Perfect. The episodes will be coming out in about a month or so. But we were just talking about the 6 rules of relationship, which is the video I just did about a week ago. I watched that video. Okay, you're definitely in violation of these things. But the idea is that if someone isn't willing to, a man has to step up and protect the relationship. And if he's not willing to do that, the woman is going to see him as weak. And like, what the consequences that are going to come are going to be his fault, right? So it is your fault as a man. You have to step up and take the role. You might say, oh, equal this and whatever. And no, it doesn't work that way. There has to be a leader. You have to be the man, and you have to step up. And so don't don't even allow this at all. And when I say don't allow this, I'm saying walk away from the situation. This woman is telling you exactly how much she cares about you and how much she's invested in you. And again, it's not 100% her fault because you have come across so weak. How could she be attracted to you? How could she respect you when you don't respect yourself? And you might say, well, she did this first, and then I'm not respecting myself now. But that's not the truth. Okay? The truth is, like, if you really examine yourself, you were always the kind of guy that would accept this. And because you were the guy that would accept this, and you showed this in various ways, she did this. So you were the one who caused this. Okay? Again, I'm not trying to victim blame here, but you're not the victim. You're the man. And you're choosing to remain in the situation where you're being hugely disrespected, where a woman is showing you that a blatant disregard for you and your feelings. What about your feelings? What about your, yeah, she's having a hard time with this. Yeah, I'm sure that she is because she's consumed with guilt. Because what she's doing is wrong and she's harming you and she knows it, but you don't have a backbone to stand up and say so. And you're accepting this. So yeah, it is hard for her, perhaps, but she doesn't seem to care that much about you. You seem to care a lot about her, right? I would say, again, like I said, you don't love her, because if you did, you would not be allowing this situation to occur. You wouldn't. When you love people, you don't allow them to damage themselves. I just had this conversation with someone else where they were talking about, like, yeah, well, this girl wants me to choke her and slap her. No, that's what she wants. No. Just because someone wants you to psychologically abuse them and harm them does not mean you do it and that you love a person if you do it. It's quite the opposite. It just means you're a people pleaser. It just means you're doing what someone wants to do because you want them to like you. That doesn't show love for them. It shows love for yourself. It's a selfish thing. So what you're doing, as weird as it might sound to you, is you're being selfish. Because you're trying in every way possible to get her to accept and love you, and she's showing you very clearly that she does not. So why are you holding on? Why are you doing this to yourself? Why are you doing this to her? Have some respect. Have some dignity. Don't just say, I'm going to do it when I'm in a better place. Never allow this, whatever the consequences are. Let me tell you, okay, guys, as a man, you need to be able to walk away no matter what the consequences are. And a woman has to sense that you will. If she mistreats you, I don't care if you're married. I don't care if you have a lot of money or you don't have any money or you have kids or whatever it is. If a woman is going to mistreat you, you are not going to be there and you will suffer the consequences of that. Okay? This is the mindset that you must have. If you don't have that, you're not going to get respected. And you have to really actually mean that. So what I want you to do after you watch this video is I want you to not get angry, but I want you to go talk to your wife and tell her, look, this is not cool with me. I'm not okay with this. I don't like this and I don't want to do this. And I have standards for myself and I've allowed those standards to slip, but this is a standard that I have. If I'm going to be in a relationship with you, then I must be respected in this way. I'm not going to have other men, you talking to other men. Go and watch that video, I said, and spell out the things. And probably she'll be like, fuck off. In which case, you do. And you go and live your life, and that's the end of that. But you have to do that. Because if you don't do that, it's not just this relationship. What do you think is going to happen in the next one? You think you're going to meet the wonderful woman who's not going to do this to you? No. Women are going to do this to you because of who you are. And it starts with not accepting this. As soon as you put your foot down and you say, no, I'm not going to take this. I'm not going to accept this in my life. And it's not about threatening and yelling at someone and telling them what they can and cannot do. They can choose whatever they want to do. It's about you saying that you have a standard for yourself, that you set a boundary for yourself. And if someone crosses that boundary, there's going to be consequences from that. And they're not going to be in your life. And that's it, period. I'll see you tomorrow.